So far, we've seen a lot of great things with our new generations. I think you can all attest to the great multimedia they put together. How did everybody like that so far? One thing I've learned about working with our youth in the district is it takes a lot of pressure off of me to actually do anything. So I suggest highly everybody get involved with getting the youth into their programs. Let's just review some of the great things that's happened in Rotary this year. 100 years of Rotary in Canada. Who went to the convention this year and saw all the great acts and presentations and speakers this year? It was fantastic. One of the other amazing things that happened with Rotary was we were able to capture another $255 million from the Gates Foundation. Yeah. Imagine Art Klump when he started this back in the early 1900s as a little endowment fund. Then all of a sudden this endowment fund became $5,000, and then it became the Rotary Foundation. Did you ever think Arch Klump would realize we've given out over $2.8 billion? We got one donation of $255 million. This is almost like a secret in the world. Rotary keeps these things as a secret. Rotary has what they've gone out and done a study on of what's known as an image problem. Rotary has an image problem. Does anybody know what that image is? Secretive society. We're humble. We're a little bit too humble. We don't get out and tell people what we do. And make no mistakes, we are in a highly competitive business here. This business is an NGO business. We have a lot of competition. We have to get out and tell people what we do. So 20 years ago, Rotary went out and did a little study and said to people, what does Rotary mean to you? And it came back with a very simple answer. A bunch of old white guys. Then Rotary said, okay, 20 years later, what does it mean? Still, old white guys. Yet 20 years later, we have over 200,000 women in our organization. Yeah. After 105 years in this business, we have the world's largest scholarship fund, ambassadorial scholarship fund. We have one of the largest exchange programs. These are all programs that are in under our foundation. So, our Parliament, our Council of Legislation went out and said, listen, we recognize there's a problem. It took us 20 years to figure it out, but we realize there is a problem. We're going to make some changes. I'm not sure what the problem is, but apparently we have a problem. But we're going to solve some of these problems. One of the changes they've done is said, we're bringing in this Fifth Avenue of service. We are going to focus on our youth. This is an absolutely amazing thing we're doing. However, what we have to do as Rotary clubs is embrace it. Why new generations? Does anybody know why the #2 reason that kids don't graduate in Peel? Can anybody tell me the #2 reason they don't graduate? Not enough volunteer hours. How many Rotary clubs out here go, we cannot find help? That's the #2 reason. How come we, the Rotary Club, aren't bridging these relationships, building our communities, bridging continents? We need to bridge our own programs within Rotary. The #1 thing that we do for our youth is mentoring. They already have fathers that tell them what to do, but what they don't necessarily have is mentors helping them and showing them ways to do things. Our founder, not that service above self was his original idea. People had the idea of service above self before Paul Harris came up with it. But Paul Harris made it and branded it. Rotary has made it a business. And we are, without a doubt, the best in this business. And give yourself all a hand for waking up every day and making us the best. But Paul Harris did say the world does change and we must change with it. And how many times do you hear in your club when you want to do something different, that's not the way we do it in Rotary? How many times has that come up in a meeting? We are changing. The way to change is bring our youth into our programs. This is why we're going to start on our programs now and talk about building communities and bridging continents. But the community we got to really start building is our Rotary community and really bridging those relationships with our youth programs. Right now, we're going to introduce you to Nadira, who went on a GSE exchange, and we're going to do a little bio on Nadira right now and have an interview with her in a second.